So I was coming back from Boston, and thank goodness I'm traveling carry-on only because there was a storm and I couldn't make it back to Tennessee tonight. I'm in Atlanta. It's about 1:30 in the morning. I'm exhausted after a very long travel day. I went to the airport 3 hours early today because of the snowstorm, and they just kept moving the flight. So we didn't actually leave Boston. I think it was 10:30 maybe. Anyway, I was able to get a room at the Hampton Inn that's close to the airport, so thank goodness, and they gave me water, which is awesome. I am so grateful and so thankful that I had this set up to be able to have everything that I needed with me. Everything was really perfect, not really knowing, how the seating arrangements would be, because in a situation like this, even if you have Comfort Plus seating, there's not always a guarantee that they will put you in Comfort Plus. They could put you in a middle seat. So I knew going into the flight that I was going to have to really kind of be very organized and have everything I needed, because the flight's almost 3 hours, just so that I would have things to be able to do, or access my phone, access my charger. I had to use my charger on the phone or on the plane. But I'm glad to be in Atlanta safe and sound, and we'll talk more tomorrow. Okay, bye for now. Hey, it's me again. I forgot to mention this, and I thought I will forget about it tomorrow morning to talk about it, but when I am doing kind of a quick turnaround, my flight into Tennessee actually does leave tomorrow around 1 o'clock. Okay, so I need to be at the airport probably by 11 for a domestic flight, maybe a little bit earlier. But anytime I have one of these kind of quick turnarounds where I'm literally gonna have to get up in the morning, get myself ready, and get back to the airport, one of the things that I try to do, because this hotel has a closed closet. At night, of course, I'm tempted to use this nice wardrobe to hang my coat in. But I'm also, if I'm focused on getting to the airport, and it's a lot warmer in Atlanta than it was in Boston, so I wouldn't walk outside maybe and necessarily think, oh, where's my heavy coat? Oh my gosh, it's cold outside. Because it's 40 something degrees, and I wore my reversible leather jacket, and I would be just fine. And I'd probably get all the way to the airport and then say, oh my God, where's my coat? So what I try to do is hang my coat at the door so that I'm not gonna walk out and leave it. And in the morning, if I do go to breakfast, they also have these little hooks here, which I can probably use that just as well, but it's a habit. Part of my travel process is creating habits for myself when I travel, so it's the same thing every single time, because I may not have hooks on the wall, but I always have a door, right, to be able to get in and out of the hotel room. So these are just things that I try to do just to make sure that I can keep myself on track so that I travel with a lot less stress. Anyway, okay, so I'll end this again, and we'll talk in the morning. Okay, good night. Bye for now. Good morning. So I survived my Boston crazy trip in a snowstorm, and being in Atlanta now. And they were kind enough to give me a late checkout, but I did sleep in because I was super tired, and so now I'm trying to get myself together. I wanted to mention a couple of things, and I'm going to stitch. I've made a couple of short videos about this topic of kind of traveling and being in a difficult situation and the benefits of traveling carry-on only.
But there are a couple things more that I wanted to talk to you about. So first of all, I know most of us, when we are on the last day of our trip, for example, we may put all of our dirty clothes in one bag. And I think we've talked about that before too. And shoot, I just remembered that I forgot. I use a 3-part system for my dirty clothes, okay? Now, one of the things, and this is all in my little Travelon or carry-on traveling suitcase, so it's everything folds flat and it's fairly light. This is a little heavier because of the lining in it. I do have another set of these that are a little bit lighter, but they're lined in a plastic material. I don't know if you can see that, okay? And so this is what I use for my dirty clothes bag. The reason that I do that is because I don't want odors in my suitcase. So that's number one. So this is like for my jeans, this is for tops, whatever. But I also keep up with my laundry as I'm traveling, so I never have a tremendous amount of clothes. I'm not coming home with 17 pieces of clothing that are dirty. So that's number one. Number two, this is actually, I think, for a dirty diaper. And actually both of these are from Itzy Ritzy. And I will try to put an affiliate link, or not an affiliate link, I think it is, it's from Amazon. I will try to put a link in my video description area so that you can look at these for yourself. Now, I may get some type of small commission from this. I'm so new at this, I don't even know what I'm doing. But I'm trying to help, because I know that some of the things I've had for years, but the newer things that I've used, I'm gonna try to actually give you some links for. So there may be a small commission there, but that's obviously gonna go to help to sustain this channel and continue to grow it. So, okay, so this is number one for my dirty clothes. And it was empty because I did all my laundry before I left Boston. However, I do put socks and underclothes because they tend to have the most odors. I put those in this smaller bag, and this is, I guess, for a dirty diaper. So it is the same. It's lined with that kind of plasticky material, so it helps keep odors out of your suitcase. And the third thing, on my last day there, I always put my pajamas that technically are dirty clothes, but I put them in one of these, what are they called? I'm trying to even tell you what brand this is. This one's in Eagle Creek, and actually I always buy the better quality of these compression bags, vacuum seal bags. I don't buy the El Cheapo ones, even like at TJ Maxx if they have them on the clearance section, because they're not worth bringing home. Most of the time they don't work. I can say that the Eagle Creek ones and the Travelon ones do work wonderfully. Now, the reason I put my pajamas in one of these type of bags is for the exact reason that happened to me last night. And this has not been the first time this has happened. That's why I know this drill. I always put my pajamas in one of these, or I suppose you could put it in one of these separately, but I'm trying to save space. I put my pajamas completely separate from my other dirty clothes on my way home, because if your flight is delayed, or if your flight doesn't get you to your end destination and you have to stay in a connecting airport, for example, and do have the luxury of staying in a hotel at the airport like I did last night, you want to have pajamas that don't smell like dirty socks and underwear. I guess you could sleep in your skivvies or nothing at all, but I wouldn't do that, because I'd be afraid there'd be a fire or something. Okay, now I wanted to also mention, the reason I'm kind of going through the dirty clothes business is because most hotels will provide you with one of these little plastic bags. I'm staying at a Hampton Inn, so how nice. They put this in the closet section. And my dad this is all he used. He was a traveling salesman for, I guess, the last, 15 or 20 years of his life, repping for some cabinet companies. And he would come home and there were these bags full of various piles of dirty clothes in our laundry room because he utilized these. But what I don't know, I'm sure my dad didn't know this. Can you see this little hole? There's a hole here. That little hole, if you have this bag in your suitcase, that hole is allowing all of those stinky odors to get on all of the rest of your clothing. So my recommendation is to, if you want to separate things just in these vacuum type bags, great, do that. I do recommend a second bag for socks and undies so that they don't really make everything else stinky. And plus, this is nice because it will tuck in just about anywhere. And then as far as your other dirty clothes, I like this because it has a little handle here so that can hook on the door of the closet in the room, or you can just keep it in your suitcase. But anyway, I hope this is helpful, and thanks for watching. I'll come back with a few other tips as I think of them as I'm packing and getting ready to go to the airport. Bye for now. Okay, so another thing that I try to do, especially on a quick turnaround trip like this, where I'm literally staying in a hotel for less than 24 hours and I'm rushing back to the airport to catch my connecting flight to get back home. In order to not forget chargers or even the house slippers that I'm wearing, I have everything kind of compartmentalized in little bags. So all of my chargers go in this little bag. My Apple Watch charger's poking out. Okay. And I am still charging my phone. So I'm going to show you my little setup over here. You may recognize my little valet tray here. And I always put the bag that my chargers go in here. And I'm setting the valet tray by the door with the charging bag in it, because if I'm charging my phone literally up until the last minute before I leave to the airport, then I'm not going to leave my phone in the room, and I'm not going to leave the charging block and my cable, because everything is in this little valet tray close to the door. So then I'm remembering to myself, oh, that's right, my charger and the phone are over there charging, and I need to go over and break that down, put everything in my charging bag, and be on my way. Because I'm very blessed with a late checkout. Your keys stop working. So even if you get downstairs and you're about to get in the Uber and you realize, oh my God, I left my phone, or my charger or whatever, it's a whole lot more challenging to have to go back to the front desk. Hi, I'm so sorry. I left my charger in the room or whatever. Could you please give me a key? It could really be a thing. That's what I try to do. And I'm going to show you. You can probably hear I'm wearing my little sandals. This is my little bag that I put the sandals in, my little shoe bag, so that, and I'm going to put my compression socks on, and I'm going to put my boots back on. But in order to not leave my shoes in the room, again, I have this little bag that's going to go with that, or close to, it was sitting over where the valet case was sitting, or tray was sitting. Those are the things that I do to kind of keep myself on track, to where I can still be organized and I can still move forward with my crazy day as I'm trying to get back to my final destination. So hope that helps. Let me see if I come up with any more of these while I'm breaking things down. I'm packing up. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for watching to the end. So I couldn't film another tip or any other hacks that I had per se, but I will say for this particular trip, what helped me the most was being very accurate about my packing, having everything exactly where I needed it. Of course, with less items, you're able to do that because you know where everything is. You don't have everything but the kitchen sink with you. The other thing is obviously traveling carry-on only is just hugely helpful kind of in where we are today in the way travel is evolving. So I know that that always helps tremendously. And also keeping my pockets filled with the things that I need once I get on the plane, because you never know if you'll have time to be able to shift things or get something out of a bag, and that's important to me. So happy travels, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. There's a whole lot more.